Good morning, students. Yesterday we have completed in national income. First of all, chapter national income. We have completed factor income. And another is transfer income. Factor income, I have already told you, this is bilateral concept, means two-sided bilateral concept. And second one is transfer income, that is unilateral concept, means one-sided unilateral concept. Factor income is many terms like factor income, transfer income, then market price, factor cost. Various terms are not given in your textbook, but in order to understand national income in a better way, you have to understand all these terms. First one is factor income is bilateral concept, transfer income is unilateral concept. The examples of factor incomes are rent, wages, interest, profit. These are the examples of factor income. Means the amount, the money which we are paying to factors of production for the production of goods or services. Whatever payment we are making to different factors of production for producing goods or services, that is called factor income. Examples are rent, wages, interest, profit. Transfer income, scholarship, pension, unemployment allowances, taxes earned by government. For government, that is a transfer income, taxes earned by government. In the same way, subsidy provided by government. Provided by government is an income, transfer income for entrepreneurs, for business, not for government. For government, it is an expense, it is a loss. But we are talking about here business unit. For business unit, subsidy is a income. But which type of income? Transfer income. Third one is important point. Factor income is included in national income. Whereas transfer income is not included in national income. These are the basic difference between factor income and transfer income. First one is, it is a bilateral concept, it is an unilateral concept. Rent, wages, interest, profit. These are the examples of factor income. Scholarship, pension, unemployment allowances, taxes earned by government, subsidies provided by government. These are transfer income. Important point, factor income is included in national income, but transfer income is not included in national income. The first factor income and transfer income is completed. Next topic. Now today we are going to learn about factor cost and market price. Factor cost and market price. Today we are going to understand the meaning of factor cost, and market price. Now before explaining about factor cost and market price, try to understand this question, account question. For example, one business unit, means from this example I will try to explain you about the factor cost and market price. For example, a business unit has purchased raw material in the beginning of the year, purchased raw material, they have purchased raw material of rupees 4 lakh rupees. Business unit has purchased raw material for 4 lakh rupees. Then they are bringing these raw materials to factory area. Suppose this is factory area or our business unit area. They are bringing raw materials from other area to factory area through different modes of transportation. So transportation charges. Suppose in 1 year total transportation charges are 80,000. Now whatever expense incurring on purchasing raw material, bringing raw material to factory area through transportation, then we will give some amount to laborers in order to convert these raw materials into finished goods. So whatever expense incurred for production of goods, such expenses will be added one by one, and these expenses increases the cost of goods. Now after purchasing raw material and transportation charges, the price of raw material becomes 4,80,000. In this way, price will increase, price of the product will increase. Right now we have not converted raw material into finished goods. अभी तक हमने raw material को finished goods में convert नहीं किया है, और वहाँ तक total खर्चे कितने हो चुके हैं? 4,80,000. Now next, after bringing raw material into factory area through different modes of transportation, now laborers will convert raw material into finished goods. So we have to pay labor charges. Now suppose total labor charges is 1 lakh rupees. Now total expense becomes 4 lakh 80 plus 1, 5,80,000. This amount will become the price of product. Next, after paying labor charges, now suppose labor has converted raw material into finished goods. After this, entrepreneur, fourth means last factor of production, that is entrepreneur. Entrepreneur will also add his profit. Suppose profit, he has decided to earn at least 70,000 rupees by selling 5,80,000 of goods plus 70,000. Now total it becomes 6,50,000 rupees. Till here, the amount which we have spent, 4 lakh rupees for raw material, 80,000 for transportation charges, 1 lakh rupees for labor charges, and for profit 70,000. These are all, these amount are expenses, but we are spending this amount on various factors of production. These are called factors of production, and whatever amount we are giving to these factors of production, it is called factor income, means factor cost. This is factor cost, FC. 6,50,000 rupees, whatever number of goods. Right now we do not know the quantity of goods. Suppose 1,000 units is produced. 1,000 units is produced. Just assume that in order to produce 1,000 units of any particular commodity, total expenditure is 6,50,000. Suppose divide by 1,000. Means the price of, which price? Factor price. The price of one commodity is 650 rupees. This is called price at factor cost. But right now, leave it. Now, once again, total expenditure incurred for producing goods, including profit. This is 6,50,000. This is called factor cost. 6 lakh 50 is the factor cost. Now after producing goods of rupees 6 lakh 50,000, now supplier or producer or entrepreneur wants to sell these goods into the market. When they will supply these goods into the market, they need to pay taxes also to the government. Suppose government is charging 40,000 rupees tax. It means when these goods will send to market, the price of the whole goods becomes 6 lakh 90,000. 6 lakh 50 plus 40, 6 lakh 90,000. Quantity of goods is same, 1000. At this stage, the price of 1000 units is 6 lakh 50. This is called factor cost, because till here this is the total of 4 lakh 80,000, 1 lakh plus 70,000, and these four amounts we are paying to factors of production. That's why this is called the factor cost of 1000 units. When this 1000 units are sent to market for sale, then government will also charge some tax. Suppose on total goods 40,000 rupees is charged by, means taxes levied by government, taxes imposed by government is 40,000. After adding 40,000, the price, the total cost of these goods becomes 6 lakh 90,000. This is called market price. Market price. Now one more point. Now suppose, once again, business unit has produced goods of rupees 6 lakh 50,000, means total money expenditure incurred on producing 1000 units of goods is 6 lakh 50,000. This is called factor cost, we all know. And if they will supply these goods into the market, they need to pay 40,000 rupees in the form of tax. This is tax. It means tax is an expenditure, and due to tax, what happens? Price increases, and after adding tax, it becomes market price. First one is after adding tax, it becomes market price, and after adding tax, the price of the product increases. Now next point, another point about subsidy. When these business units are producing goods on various essential commodities, sometimes government is providing some subsidy also, and due to subsidy, what happens? The price of the product decreases. Means from tax, one side government is charging tax, and due to tax, price increases. Suppose in our example, tax is 40,000. It means the cost of product increases by 40,000. On the other side, on some particular products, sometimes government is providing us subsidy also. And due to subsidy, what happens? Price decreases. Suppose price decreases by 5,000. It means net amount government is charging 35,000 rupees. Means our price, our cost of product increases by 35,000. From tax, price of the product increases. From subsidy, price of the product decreases. Now next, suppose total money expenditure on producing goods is 6 lakh 50,000. By charging tax 40,000, it becomes 6 lakh 90,000. And suppose subsidies provided by government is 5,000 minus 5,000. It means the price of the market price of the product becomes 6 lakh 90 minus 5, 6 lakh 85,000. This is tax, this is subsidy. Means difference of these two. Tax, after adding tax, it becomes market price. It means market price is clearly calculated by adding tax and deducting subsidy. So tax minus subsidy is called net indirect tax. Net indirect tax means tax is 40,000, subsidy is 5,000. It means net indirect tax is 35,000. If we add 35,000 directly in 6 lakh 50, 6 lakh 50 plus 35, 6 lakh 85,000 we will get. It means formula is, now from this explanation we can take out formula. Factor cost Now whenever we have to calculate market price, whenever we have to calculate, now in second example our market price is 6,85,000. How? By adding tax and by deducting subsidy. Now formula becomes market price is equal to, whenever we have to calculate market price of product, the market price is equal to factor cost plus factor cost plus taxes minus subsidy, or factor cost tax minus subsidy is net indirect tax minus subsidy is equal to net indirect tax. So factor cost plus net indirect tax, factor cost plus net indirect tax is equal to market price. So in this way we have to calculate factor cost and market price. Means after adding tax and deducting subsidy, it becomes market price. Before that it remains factor cost. Factor cost means whatever money is spent on factors of production, different factors of production. Why? For producing goods. That total of those expenses is called factor cost. Once tax is added and if subsidy is there, then it will be deducted. So after adding tax and deducting subsidy, whatever amount comes, that is called market price. The two important points we have already done. One is factor income, transfer income. Factor income is included in national income, transfer income is not included in national income. Today we have completed what is factor cost and what is market price. Now formula for, once again, if we have to calculate market price, write down formula. Market price is equal to, first of all we have to take factor cost, then in that factor cost we have to add net indirect tax. Direct I am writing net indirect tax. Now what is the formula for net indirect tax? Within bracket I am writing tax minus subsidy. So factor cost plus net indirect tax is equal to market price. In the same way, how you will calculate factor cost? If you have to calculate factor cost is equal to market price minus net indirect tax. If we deduct net indirect tax from market price, we will get factor cost. So in short, we can write factor cost plus net indirect tax is equal to MP, means market price, and MP minus net indirect tax is equal to FC, means factor cost. These are the formulas for factor cost and market price. Now come to different methods for calculating national income. In that, first method is income method. We have to calculate income method. Now before starting income method, one more point we are doing. One is domestic product, and other is national product. Domestic income, and another is national income. Now try to understand the difference between these two, national income and domestic income. Domestic income or domestic product, both are same, both have same meaning. For example, 1,000 goods are produced and the price of each goods is 5. It means our nation or our country is earning 5,000 rupees. This is the national income of the country. This is the domestic income of the country. 1,000 into 5. So domestic product, whatever goods are produced, the monetary value, the total monetary value of those goods is called income. Domestic income or national income. Now what is the difference between domestic income or national income? In short, domestic income can be written as in textbook DP, means domestic product, or DI, domestic income, but in formula DP is used. National income, for national income NP means national product, domestic product, national product. Now what is domestic product or domestic income? Monetary value of goods and services, goods and services. Monetary value of goods and services produced within the geographical boundary of a country is called domestic income or domestic product, is called domestic income or domestic product. Monetary value of goods and services produced within the geographical boundary of a country is called domestic income or domestic product. For example, whatever goods and services produced within the geographical boundary of India, inside the geographical boundary of India, the monetary value of those goods and services is called domestic income or domestic product. जितनी भी वस्तुएं, जितनी भी सेवाएं इस geographical boundary के अंदर, इंडिया के boundary के अंदर जो भी goods produce हो रही है उसका monetary value means money price is called domestic income. Now what is national income? Domestic income we have already done, means domestic income means whatever income, once again, whatever income or whatever goods and services produced within the geographical boundary of a particular country. Now we are taking the example of India. Whatever goods and services produced within the geographical boundary of India, the monetary value of those goods and services is called domestic income. Now plus, now what we have to plus, what we have to add, that is called net factor income from abroad. Net factor income from abroad. If we add net factor income from abroad, then it becomes national income. Then it becomes national income. First of all, we have to calculate monetary value of goods and services produced within the geographical boundary of India, and after that we have to add net factor income from abroad. Now what is net factor income from abroad? Suppose this is India and another country we are taking, America. Now many individuals, many Indians are residing in America. They are doing job there. They are involved in some economic activities in America and sending their income or sending their a part of income to India. Suppose various individuals are residing in America, they are doing job there and sending 5,000 rupees. We are talking about 1 year. They are sending 5,000 rupees to India. As a result, what happens? The income of India increases by 5,000 rupees. Now on the other side, many individuals from America are residing in India. They are doing job in India and they are earning, and after earning they are sending their income to America. Suppose they are sending 4,000 rupees. So cash inflow in India is 5,000, cash outflow is 4,000. So net income earned by India is 1,000. Earned by India is 5,000 and payment by India is 4,000. 5,000 रुपये इंडिया में आ रहे और अमेरिकन्स यहाँ से अर्न करके इंडिया से 4,000 रुपये लेके जा रहे हैं. तो आ कितना रहे? 5,000. जा कितना रहे? 4,000. नेट रिजल्ट इज 1,000 रुपीज़. दिस 1,000 विल बी एडेड इन डोमेस्टिक इनकम. इट बिकम्स नेशनल इनकम. सपोज 1,000 रुपीज़ अकॉर्डिंग टू आवर एग्जाम्पल. जो भी आपकी ये डोमेस्टिक इनकम हो उसमें 1,000 रुपये ऐड करेंगे, इट बिकम्स नेशनल इनकम. फर्स्ट पॉइंट. सेकेंड पॉइंट, it is not necessary that always here this difference, first of all this difference, not net income from abroad and income to abroad, income from abroad and income to abroad, difference of these two is called net. Net means here difference. Factor income again, because we are taking factor income in national income, that's why we are using factor income. Only factor income is taken, not transfer income. From abroad, from other country, and net here means difference of cash inflow and cash outflow is called net. Net income from abroad will be added in domestic income, it becomes national income. Second point, important point. It is not necessary that net factor income from abroad is always remains positive. Means अगर 5,000 इधर आ रहे हैं, ये जरूरी नहीं कि 4,000 कम जाए उससे. It may be 6,000. Means inflow is less, outflow is more. In that case, net factor income from abroad becomes negative minus, then it will be deducted from national income. It will be deducted. For example, our domestic income is 50,000. And net factor income from abroad is 1,000 positive, then national income becomes 51,000. But if net income from abroad is negative 1,000 rupees, then 50 minus 1, total national income becomes 49,000. So here two question arises for 1 mark. In which condition national income is greater than domestic income? वो कौन सी परिस्थिति है जिसमें national income domestic income से ज़्यादा होगी और कब होगी? When net factor income from abroad becomes or remains positive, अगर ये positive है. And when net factor income from abroad remains positive, when income from abroad is greater than income to abroad. In that case, net factor income from abroad remains positive, and if net factor income from abroad remains positive, in that case national income remains greater than domestic income. Second question is, in which condition national income is lower than domestic income? In which condition? When net factor income from abroad becomes negative. When it remains negative, minus 1,000, in that case national income becomes 49,000. According to our example, our domestic income is 50,000. So national income is lower than domestic income. So in which condition national income is lower than domestic income? When net factor income from abroad remains negative. Third question, in which condition domestic income and national income both remain same? For example, if domestic income is 50,000, national income is also 50,000. In which condition both remain same? When net factor income from abroad is 0. Simple. Means cash inflow is 5,000, cash outflow is also 5,000. Means difference of income from abroad and income to abroad is 0. In that condition, domestic income and national income is always equal to each other. Now formula for another concept, DP means domestic product. Another is national product. We have done national product, domestic income or national income. When we add net factor income from abroad, it becomes national income, means national product. This is the formula. Domestic product or domestic income plus NFIA, net factor income from abroad, is equal to national income or national product. And in the same way, if we deduct national product from national product minus NFIA, means national income minus NFIA, it becomes domestic income, means DP, domestic income. Now formula is, now second formula for national income, once again I am writing here. Now once again, first formula we have already written, that is factor cost plus net indirect tax is equal to market price. And what is net indirect tax? Indirect tax minus subsidy. Now second formula is DP, means domestic income or domestic product. In writing we are writing DP, domestic product, but in speaking we can say domestic income. DP plus NFIA, net factor income from abroad, is equal to national income or NP. Means DP plus NFIA is equal to NP, and NP minus NFIA is equal to DP. In the same way, FC plus NIT means net indirect tax is equal to MP, means market price, and market price minus net indirect tax is equal to FC. And third one is, the third one later on. Before that, I will start income method. how we are calculating national income? In order to calculate national income, we have three methods: income method, expenditure method, and production method. Production method is also known as value added method or output method. The first one is income method. It means, the name of method is income method. It means we have to take only income. Which type of income? Only and only factor income. Only factor income is to be taken for calculating national income. And factor income means whatever money is spent on factors of production, that is called factor income. The first one is rent, factor income, which we are paying to natural resources. Second, labors means wages. We are paying wages or salaries to laborers. Third one is interest. And fourth one is profit of entrepreneur. And one more point is added that is not given in your textbook. Fifth, that is called mixed income. Mixed income. After adding all these five components, it becomes domestic income of the country. Now before that, domestic income means DP, domestic income at factor cost. Why factor cost? Means this amount we are paying to different factors of production, to land, to labor, capital, entrepreneur. These are called factors of production. And in theory we have already done that whatever money is spent on factors of production, that is called factor cost. This is called domestic product. And here we are calculating the income of those individuals. Income of those individuals who are earning income within the geographical boundary of the country. Within India they are earning income, that's why it is called domestic income. In short, domestic income is called DP. And this is factors of production, means amount spent on factor of production, that is why it is called FC, DP, FC. Now first one is rent. Rent we are paying to land, wages to laborers, interest to capital, profit to entrepreneur. Now what is mixed income? So I have already explained in the last lecture that there are three types of individuals who are involved in economic activities. Means we are dividing the working population in three categories. First one is जो कहीं पे काम करते, those who are providing services only, they are not investing monies. They are not investing money, they are only providing services, and against that they are receiving salary or wages. Second category, they are called owner or entrepreneur, who are establishing business, who are establishing industries, who are taking the risk of profit loss and keeping this first category under them. And third one is, means here in first category we can say they are employees or laborers or workers. Second category is known as owner, entrepreneur, and third category is these individuals are both, they are owner and they are workers. First category are earning rent, wages. Second category, owner, are earning interest, profit. But so far as third category is concerned, in third category the person is owner himself and worker himself. For example, doctor has established his own clinic. Here he is the owner and he is treating the patient, that's why he is a worker also. That's why we cannot classify his total income in different categories. जो डॉक्टर है जिसने अपना प्राइवेट क्लिनिक बनाया है, इस्टेब्लिश किया है, वो जो कमाते हैं उसमें ऑनर भी खुद है, वर्कर भी खुद है, इसलिए उसकी टोटल आवक को हम क्लासीफाई नहीं कर सकते इन द फॉर्म ऑफ रेंट, वेजेस, इंटरेस्ट और प्रॉफिट. दैट्स व्हाई इनकम अर्न बाय सच टाइप ऑफ इंडिविजुअल, दीज आर कॉल्ड सेल्फ एम्प्लॉयड पर्सन्स. Their income is called mixed income. So mixed income is also the part of it. It includes rent, wages, interest and profit. That's why it is called mixed income, and that is factor income. That's why in income method this item will also be added, mixed income. So after adding these 5 items, it becomes a domestic product in domestic product at factor cost. And before that we have to write net. Net here means NDP. Full form is NDPFC. So here domestic income is calculated. Why N is uses I will tell you later on, but right now you have to use NDP, net domestic product at factor cost. After adding, this is the income earned within the geographical boundary. After adding NFIA, net factor income for abroad, it becomes NNPFC, national income. NP factor cost, NNPFC. So NDPFC add net factor income from abroad, it becomes national income. National product means national income at factor cost. Again I will explain income method in next lecture.